Hi there, welcome to PCM, Pre-College Mathematics. In this video tutorial, we will be studying about polynomials based on NCERT up to exercise 2.1. So let's begin. The general equation of a polynomial is an x to the power n plus an minus 1 x to the power n minus 1 and so on up to a naught. These an minus 1 and a naught are constants, and this n should be a positive integer. So the examples of polynomial would be x plus 6 is equal to 0, 2x plus 9 is equal to 0, x square plus 9x plus 5 is equal to 0. In this the n is 2, in this the n is 1, here also 1, but in this case n is not defined, which means this is not a polynomial. Same with this case, this is not a polynomial, this is also not a polynomial because of this, because root x is x to the power half and half is not a positive integer. Now after general equation we move on to the degree of a polynomial, which is highest power of x in px. Let us understand this with an example. Suppose px is 3x square plus 6x plus 2. Here this 2 is the highest power of x, so its degree is 2. In this case 3 is the highest power of x in this px, so its degree is 3. In this case degree is not defined as this is not a polynomial because of this thing, x to the power half is not a polynomial, so its degree is not defined. Then what are the different types of a polynomial? Number 1, linear. These are the polynomials of degree 1. Its general equation is px equal ax plus b, where a and b are constants and c this is 1. That's why its degree is 1. So its example would be px equal x plus 9 and 2x plus 6. Okay, these are linear. Then second type of polynomials would be quadratic polynomials. These are polynomials with degree 2. Its general equation is ax square plus bx plus c. See, due to this 2, its degree is 2. Example, x square plus 2x plus 1. Due to this 2, its degree is 2, as the highest power of x in this equation is 2. Same with this example, due to this 2, its degree is 2. So these are quadratic polynomials. Then the third type of polynomials is cubic polynomials. These are polynomials with degree 3. Its general equation is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where obviously a, b, c and d are constants, and due to this 3, its degree is 3. Its example would be 2x cube plus 6x square plus 9x plus 6. Due to this 3, its degree is 3. Second example is x cube plus 4x. See, in this example, x square term is missing and also this constant term is also missing. But again, it is a polynomial. We can understand it like its coefficient is 0. So the x square term is not visible in this equation. So why it is a cubic polynomial? Due to this 3, because the highest power of x in this equation is 3. So these are cubic polynomials. Then we move on to general evaluations. In this we will be learning the meaning of p of k. Suppose p of x is a polynomial and k is a constant, then p of k is the value of p of x at x is equal to k. Let us understand this with an example. Suppose p of x is x square plus 2x plus 4. This is a quadratic polynomial due to this 2. Now suppose k is equal to 3. Then p of 3 would be 3 square plus 2 into 3 plus 4. How we get here? Just replace x with 3. So 3 square is 9, 2 into 3 is 6, then 4. Add this and we will get 19. What's this 19? This is the value of p of x at x is equal to 3, or this is equal to p of 3. If now we move on to zeros of a polynomial. This is a very important concept because the zero of a polynomial has a very important significance in solving those polynomials. Okay, so what's the zero of a polynomial? Those value of x for which px vanishes. Vanishes means to null or to become 0. That is px is equal to 0. Those value of x for which px is equal to 0. Suppose, example, suppose px is 2x plus 6. This is a linear polynomial. Why? Because of this one, which is not here, because in one case we don't write 1. Its degree is 1. That's why it is a linear polynomial. Okay, so to find zeros of px, this px, put it equal to 0. If when we do that, 2x plus 6 is equal to 0, 2x is equal to minus 6, x is minus 3. So x is equal to minus 3 is a zero of this px. What does mean? We can verify it. Put this minus 3 in this equation. We get p of minus 3 is 2 into minus 3 plus 6. We get 0. See, p of minus 3 is 0. That means x is equal to minus 3 is a 0 of px. Okay, then we would be learning about geometrical meaning of zeros. Earlier we have seen how to calculate zeros. Not exactly how to calculate, but what's a zero. Now we'll look at it in a geometrical way. So here is the graph of 2x plus 3. This is the graph of 2x plus 3. This is the graph of 2x plus 3. Then we have first verify that this graph is correct. Put x is equal to 0 in this equation. We get 2 into 0 plus 3 is equal to 3. And so for x is equal to 0, we get y is equal to 3. Where's this point in this graph? It is somewhat around here. X is equal to 0 and y is equal to 3. And next point is x is equal to minus 2. Then if x is minus 2, y is 2 into minus 2 plus 3. That becomes minus 1. So for x is equal to minus 2, this minus 2, we get y is equal to minus 1, this point. So this graph is correct. Now we move on to finding its 0. Y is equal to 2x plus 3. To find 0, put px is equal to 0. Then px is 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. We get x is equal to minus 3 by 2. So x is equal to minus 1.5 is a 0 of this px. We can verify it in graph. Where is x is equal to minus 1.5? It is here. Now see, geometrically the 0 is the point where this line and this axis, that is x-axis, is intersecting. So geometrically zeros are those points, those intersection points with x-axis. In this case it is here. Now we move on to the second case, that is quadratic case. Suppose we have a polynomial x square minus 3x minus 4. This is quadratic because its degree is 2. This is the graph of x square minus 3x minus 4. That is y is equal to this thing. So first verify at x is equal to 1. its value is coming out to be -6, and at x is equal to 2, its value is again coming out to be -6. Where are these points in this graph? These are x is equal to 1 here and x is equal to 2 here. So this graph is correct. Now to find zeros of px, put it equal to 0. That means x square minus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. In earlier classes, you have learned how to calculate the zeros of this quadratic equation. We do factorization. X square minus, we write this 3 as 4 minus 1, then we split this term in these two parts, then we take x minus 4 and x minus 4 common, and we get x is equal to 4 or x is equal to -1 as the solution. So p of x has two solutions, that is x is equal to 4 or x is equal to -1. We can verify these points in the graph. These are x is equal to -1 and x is equal to 4. Again, these are those points where this graph and this x-axis is intersecting. Okay, so this is also verified. We can make a good note that degree of this px is 2, and we have found that number of its zeros is also 2, that is 4 and -1 in this case. These are equal. Okay, then we move on to types of quadratic polynomials. There are two types of quadratic polynomials based on sign of a, whether a is positive or a is negative, Number one, when a is positive, we have two cases. Here is the correction, 2. We have, when a is positive, the graph of this quadratic equation is upward facing. This graph is known as parabola. You will be learning about parabolas in class 11th coordinate geometry. Okay, when a is negative, it is downward facing. We can verify it. Suppose take a quadratic polynomial p of x equal to x square, say, and we find this value of p of 10 to the power 8. See, this 10 to the power 8 is a very big number, but p of 10 to the power 8 is 10 to the power 8 whole square, that is 10 to the power 16. So when we are increasing this x, px value is increasing very much. So if this is a graph of x, square and this is y-axis, if we are increasing this x, this value go up and up. That's why it is a upward facing parabola or upward facing polynomial. Now verify for negative case. If px is minus x square, this is, in this case a is 1, in this case a is -1, that is a is less than 0, in this case a is greater than 0. Again we find p of 10 to the power 8, we get, in this case we get -10 to the power 16, which is a highly negative number. Suppose this is the graph of minus x square and this is the y-axis. If we are increasing this x, we are going more down, so it's a downward facing parabola. Okay, so next we can also base quadratic equations in 3 different types by number of zeros it contains. Suppose this is the graph of the quadratic polynomial. These are not intersecting, so because this graph is never intersecting this x-axis, this will have no zero. This graph is intersecting x-axis at exactly 1 point, so 1 0, and this graph is intersecting x-axis at 2 points, so it has 2 zeros. Okay, then we move on to cubic polynomial. Suppose we take an example of x cube minus 4x, y is equal to x cube minus 4x. This is a cubic polynomial because its degree is 3. This is the graph of y is x cube minus 4x. First verify it. At x is equal to 1, its value is minus 3. At x is equal to minus 1, its value is 3. These points are at x is equal to 1, y is minus this point, and x is equal to minus 1, y is 3. So this point. So this graph is correct because p of 1 and p of minus 1 are showing here and satisfying this equation. See, remember in the quadratic case which we have just learned, we can find the zeros through factorization, and also there is a direct formula to find that. But in the case of cubic polynomial, there is no concrete way or method to find the roots of a cubic polynomial. But in this case, we can manipulate this polynomial a little bit. We can take this x from here and here common. We can get x into x square minus 4. Then we can break this thing by applying this identity. A square minus b square is a minus b into a plus b. You should be very thorough with this identity, as it will be using again and again. Then we get x into x minus 2 into x plus 2. To find the zeros of px, put it equal to 0. We get x is equal to 2, 0, 2 and minus 2. In this equation, the point where this graph and this graph are intersecting is 1, this point, this is minus 2, here also it is 0 and it is 2. So we got 3 intersection, and we have verified it here also. So x is minus 2, 0, 2 are the zeros of px. Now again, the degree of this px is 3, and we have found the number of zeros is also 3, which is equal. In the quadratic case, degree is 2, number of zeros is also 2, which are all also equal. In linear case, remember in the linear case we have px is equal to 2x plus 6, and 0, we have found the 0 to be x is equal to minus 3. See, it is only 1 0 and its degree is 1. So in linear case, degree is 1 and number of 0 is also 1. So the degree is equal to the number of zeros. Yes. Now we move on to other example of cubic equations. First, we look at y is equal to x cube. Just by looking at this equation, you can tell when it will be 0. Put this equal to 0 and we get x is equal to 0. Also, this is the intersection of this graph and x axis. Now we have y is equal to x cube minus x square. We have solved it here. X cube minus x square is x square into x minus 1. Put it equal to 0. We get x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 1. What are these numbers here? These are this one and this one. So it has two intersection with x-axis, that is, it has two zeros, it has only 1 0. Now see why we have learned this geometrical meaning of zeros, because zeros is a concept, we have learned it in a theory way, like we can manually calculate it. But why we are interested in its geometrical meaning? Because we can deduct from the geometrical meaning that if px is a polynomial of degree n, then the graph of y is equal to px intersects x-axis at most n points. Polynomial of degree n has at most n zeros. Okay, what it means? It is in cubic case, remember we got degree is equal to 3 and number of zeros is 3. Okay, in quadratic case we got degree is equal to 2 and number of zeros is 2. Okay, so there is this is a little bit confusing. Why we have write at most? Shouldn't it be equal to n endpoints? No, it should be at most. Suppose in this case, let us take this example. Y is equal to x cube. It is a what it is? It is a cubic polynomial because its degree is 3. But we have just calculated that it has only 1 0. See, this 1 and this 3 are not matching, and in this case also the degree is 3, and we have calculated that it has 2 zeros. So in all these cases, number of zeros is always less than equal to the degree. That's why this conclusion is true. Okay, so I hope you followed this through. You can read NCERT up to exercise 2.1, and in the next video I will be doing some examples and exercise 2.1 of NCERT. Take care.